You're standing at the gate. Boarding pass in hand, bag by your side. Everything feels normal, until it doesn't. A quiet glance from the gate agent, a tilt of the head, then 4 words that change your trip. We need to check that. No warning, no clear reason, just a rule you've never heard of, and a fee you never saw coming. So what exactly just happened? And why are so many passengers, especially older travelers, getting caught in this same silent trap? Let's unravel what the airlines aren't telling you. You check your bag at home. It fits the airline's listed dimensions. You get to the airport, and suddenly it doesn't. Here's why. The bag sizer at the gate is often smaller than the one at check-in. Seriously, same airline, different size standards. And yes, gate agents can, and will, remeasure your bag, even if it passed earlier. No apology, no refund. Just a gate check and a fee. It's not about fairness. It's about clearing space fast. And if you get in the way, you're paying for it. Most US airlines don't weigh your carry-on until they do. Low-cost carriers love to target heavy-looking bags at the gate, and the rules say they can weigh it if they feel like it. That duffel that got a free ride on your last flight? Today it's a $65 problem. And yes, people are getting charged at the gate, not at check-in. No warning, no options. Just swipe your card. Gate agents don't get paid commissions, but some airlines do push them to reduce overhead chaos. Translation: if the flight looks full, they start tagging bags. Even if your bag fits, even if it's legal, even if it made it through TSA like a champ, it's not personal, it's math. Gate agents are under pressure to keep the cabin clear, not to protect your wallet. So your legal, approved carry-on might get bumped, not because it's too big, but because it's too convenient. This is the sneakiest one. You followed the carry-on rules, but your personal item, that small backpack or tote, is too big. And guess what? This is where most gate rejections happen. Not with your carry-on, but with your second bag. Most airlines define personal items as 17 by 10 by 9 inches. Your average travel backpack? Way over that. Even if it fits under the seat, you could still get flagged. Because again, this isn't about logic. It's about policy enforcement when the flight's full. Know your bag's actual measurements, not the Amazon listing. And don't forget the wheels and handles. Expandable zipper? That's a trap. It'll cost you. Soft bags are safer than hard shells. And here's a real trick. Don't be first in line if your bag looks big. Gate agents often scan early boarders more closely. Also, some travel backpacks qualify as personal items, but hold more than a carry-on. Use that to your advantage. Soft shell bags give you more flexibility, literally and financially. And if your bag looks big, don't be first in line. Agents often target early boarders. Newer planes look sleek and modern, but they actually cram more seats in, which means less overhead space per passenger. Some Airbus and Boeing models now have narrower bins. And if you're not in an early boarding group, your bag could get gate checked, even if it fits perfectly. Because once the bins are full, logic goes out the window. TSA checks for weapons, liquids, and batteries, not if your bag is 22 inches or 23. So yes, your bag might pass through security just fine, then get rejected 5 minutes later at the gate. That's how people get blindsided. Passing TSA doesn't mean your bag is safe. Ever hear this at the gate? This flight is full. If anyone wants to check their bag for free, come see us. Sounds like a courtesy, but it's a preemptive culling. If you don't volunteer and board late, you might be forced to check your bag anyway, and it's not always free. Gate agents asking for volunteers to check bags sounds like a favor, until it's not. Board late and your optional check might suddenly become mandatory. You assume the underseat space is universal. It's not. On some planes, underseat space is blocked by wiring or entertainment boxes, so even a small bag might not fit. That's how compliant personal items still get flagged, usually at the last minute. Airlines use color-coded bag tags behind the scenes. Red or orange usually means last-minute gate check. Yellow means standby. Green may signal priority. If you see a tag going on your bag, ask what it means. Better to find out before it disappears down the jetway. Your bag fits the sizer. It fits the bin. Still, a flight attendant can deny it. Why? Because they're allowed to prioritize safety, speed, or even cabin layout. No, you won't win the argument, but being polite and cooperative, that sometimes gets you a pass. Bulkhead seats seem great, all that leg room, but they come with a catch. No storage under the seat in front of you. If the flight is full, your bag is going up top. And if the bins are full, you're checking it. Avoid bulkhead seats if your carry-on holds medication, electronics, or valuables. Some airline sizers only accept bags with wheels turned inward. So a bag that technically fits might still get rejected if it's not placed the right way. Here's the trick. Turn your bag on its side if it's not sliding in. It buys you credibility with the agent, and sometimes it works. You cleared security. You boarded your first flight. But now you're on a layover. And suddenly, your bag is a problem. Different airline, different country, different baggage rules. Always check the policies of every airline on your itinerary. Otherwise, you might clear the first leg and get hit on the second. Budget airlines love to say they allow carry-ons, but the sizers they use are deliberately tight. If your bag bulges just a bit or the zipper strains even slightly, they'll call it non-compliant and slap on a $65 fee. It's not about safety, it's about profit, and they're counting on you not knowing the difference.
Remember the last time you squeezed into your airplane seat, bracing for hours in the sky? Sure, flying gets us there fast, but let's be real, it's not always a smooth ride. Crammed seats, crying babies, dry air. Sound familiar? That's why I've gathered 7 Flight Hacks airlines, hope you never find out. And they'll change the way you fly forever. Quick heads up, if you love travel hacks like this, hit subscribe now, so you never miss a trick airlines don't want you to know. Let's be real, nothing beats scoring the window seat. Clouds, cities, sunsets, it's unbeatable. It's like your own private nook in the sky, cozy, quiet, and all yours. But here's the catch. Window seats get cold, like shivering even with a blanket cold. Planes are engineering marvels, but comfort, that's not their strong suit. Up at 35,000 feet, the plane's outer shell can hit minus 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than Antarctica. You won't turn into an icicle, but that chill? It creeps in, especially on long hauls. But don't worry, this one's an easy fix. Just toss a light jacket or cozy sweater in your carry-on, even if you're flying to paradise. Better to be snug than stuck freezing in your seat for 6 hours. Bonus tip, forget your layer? Ask the flight attendant for a blanket. They've got your back. You've just buckled in, the plane's rolling toward takeoff, and the flight attendant hands you a hot drink. Sounds nice, right? Coffee, tea, it feels like first-class treatment. But before you take a sip, there's something you really need to know. That hot water? It usually comes from tanks that rarely, and I mean rarely, get properly cleaned. And it's not just rumors. Actual studies show that airplane water is kind of disgusting. We're talking E. coli, staph, and bacteria you definitely don't want floating in your tea. So what should you drink instead? Easy. Bottled water or sealed juice only. If it's sealed, it's safe, and way more refreshing than mystery tank water. Hydration's important, but not at the cost of gulping down germy water. So do yourself a favor. Go sealed, stay safe. All right, time for some airplane hygiene real talk. And it's not what you think. Everyone knows planes are flying germ factories, but you haven't heard the worst part yet. Because the filthiest spot on board? It's not the bathroom. Sure, the lavatory is gross, but there's a hidden hotspot that's way worse. It's that tray table you're about to eat off. Yep, that thing is a germ nightmare. Hundreds of hands touch it every day, and who knows what else has been on it. People eat off them. And yes, even change diapers on them. Flight crews try to clean, but trays often get skipped in the mad dash between flights. Runner-up for dirtiest spot? Those seat back pockets you're tempted to stuff everything into. We all toss snacks and phones in there, but those pockets are almost never cleaned. So how do you avoid these sneaky germ zones like a pro? It's simple. Just be prepared with a few easy moves. First, throw a pack of sanitizing wipes into your carry-on, non-negotiable. Wipe that tray the second you sit down, and give the seat back pocket a once-over while you're at it. Let's be honest. Nothing kills vacation vibes faster than being trapped at the airport with a delayed flight. But what if I told you there's a ridiculously simple trick that slashes your chances of delays? It's all about timing, and most people get this part wrong. Flight delays snowball as the day goes on. One late plane leads to another, and another. One late flight in the morning triggers a ripple effect that can wreck your whole day, or even your entire trip. So here's the travel hack. Book the earliest flight you can, always. The earlier you're in the air, the less chance you'll hit any delays. It's that simple. And bonus, morning flights are usually smoother for anyone who hates turbulence. Morning air is calmer, which means your flight's smoother, quieter, and just plain better. You land on time, feel more rested, and start your trip off right. So next time you're booking, do yourself a favor. Wake up early and grab that morning flight. Everyone thinks the front of the plane is where all the perks are. Sure, first class gets the fancy seats, the champagne, the VIP treatment, but believe it or not, there's a secret perk to sitting in the back of the plane. Yep, those rear rows, they might actually get better service. When you're in the back, it's easier for crew to sneak you an extra snack or drink, without the whole cabin watching. And if the galley's behind you, crew is nearby ready to help, fast. No aisle traffic, no squeezing past carts. It just makes their job easier. Now sure, it's not first-class service, don't expect champagne, but if you want a smoother experience and maybe a little extra love from the crew, the back's where it's at. So next time you book, don't overlook the back. It might just surprise you. Let's talk neck pillows. That tiny travel essential that can make or break your flight. Inflatable neck pillows can be a total lifesaver when you're trying to sleep at 30,000 feet. They keep your head from bobbing around and help you avoid that dreaded neck cramp. But here's a travel fail you'll want to avoid. Never fully inflate your neck pillow before takeoff. As the plane climbs, cabin pressure drops, and the air inside your pillow expands. If it's fully inflated on the ground, it might literally pop mid-air. And yes, it happens. The fix? Super simple. Just leave a little wiggle room when inflating it. It might feel a bit squishy at first, but mid-air, it firms up just right for a comfy nap. One small adjustment now saves you a big mid-flight headache later. Let's face it, airplane food is, well, not winning any awards. But here's a little-known trick that can totally upgrade your in-flight meal. Order the special meal. Now you're probably thinking, but I'm not vegan, gluten-free, or allergic to anything. Doesn't matter. You don't need dietary restrictions to score the perks. Here's the deal. Special meals are made in smaller batches and loaded first, so they're often fresher and way better tasting than the regular stuff. Bonus, you usually get your meal first. More time to eat, relax, or dive into your book. Don't be afraid to switch it up. Special meals might just surprise you in the best way. Sometimes, leveling up your travel is as simple as thinking outside the tray. Next time you book a flight, check that special meal box and thank yourself later. And there you have it. 7 flight hacks that could totally transform your next trip. These small tweaks can help you stay comfy, skip the stress, and maybe even enjoy your time in the sky. Got travel buddies? Hit share and pass these tips along. No one deserves a cold seat or a germ-filled drink. Safe travels.
Airline bag rules aren't about consistency. They're about control and revenue. And most passengers don't realize the game they're walking into until their bag is taken away at the gate, or they're pulling out their wallet while other travelers walk right past. Have you ever been stopped at the gate for your bag? Tell us in the comments. You're not alone. And if you want to know what else airlines hope you never notice, watch this next. Why airlines don't want you to know what's under your seat.